Well, as the names of the new people who will be entering the Egyptian government are being read out, that is the very latest, the formation of a new government in Egypt, as was promised by President Hosni Mubarak. Thousands of people are still converging towards Tahrir Square, the city center, so they're making their way out there. And the first sign right there is that the mobilization has not weakened. Some people were thinking that protesters or the movement had lost some steam. That's not the case, obviously. However, something new that's happening is that the military officers, the tanks, which have been positioned around that square, are now filtering access. They're not preventing protesters to reach the square, but they're filtering access. They're asking people, for instance, not to walk down the main avenue, but to walk on the sidewalks, which of course is slowing down the pace of people. The question is, what will the army's next move be? Will it be to prevent anybody from reaching Tahrir Square, or will it continue allowing for these movements to stay? Those protesters I'm talking about, the thousands who are going to Tahrir Square, have made it very clear that they will not leave until Mubarak is gone.
So clearly the army has been chosen with effect to be in the centre, in the heart of the capital where the protests have been taking place now for 7 days. What about the police who've made their comeback on the streets?
Well, national television was announcing their return as of last night. We're seeing that happening very gradually, very slowly, if you will. The idea is probably for the population to get slowly used to seeing those uniformed officers back on the street. So just a few hundred meters away from our hotel, for instance, we saw a couple officers standing guard, very discreetly positioned. They're still allowing the military to be in charge of security, but traffic as well. So that's a very important transitional moment right there, because if confrontations occur again between protesters and the police, remember that it was the same uniformed officers who were shooting directly at the crowd of protesters just days ago. So if you have violence again, then maybe the movement will pick up again. However, if the police are back on the streets without any confrontation, that might spell out the beginning of the end of the movement and the regime regaining the upper hand here.